Hello Talmidim, we have a very special project today in honor of Chai Elul, the birthday of the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe. Before we begin, I just wanted to show you something special. We have two Sfarim over here that are associated with the Baal Shem Tov. It's Avois Havirivash, is a sefer put together by the Talmidim of the Baal Shem Tov with Torah of the Baal Shem Tov, as well as Keser Shem Tov. I wonder if you guys have those sefarim in your house. We have a picture, actually a painting of the Alter Rebbe. It's actually quite special because it was painted by one of the Rebbes, by Rabbi Tifrin ben Zayda. Very special. We have a Tanya, Chassidus, the Torah Shelichsav of Chassidus, and the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch. Beautiful sparm. But what we are going to be doing today is a very special craft. Okay, so before we begin, let's make sure that we all have our supplies. So we need some glue. I have a glue stick. I have two jars. This is a glass one. This happens to be a plastic one. I have a plastic bowl. It's something bonus, which I might decide to do. It's not something that you need. I have two electronic tea lights. You'll see in the bottom there's a switch. I turn it on and I have a light that flickers. I got two of them. I have a pair of scissors. I have a brush for painting. I have some paint. I have some color paper. This is actually tissue paper. I have two small pieces of parchment paper. I have the paper that was emailed to your parents to print out, and I have a bit of white paper and tape. You could use Velcro. I didn't have any Velcro, so I got some blue tape. So we got our supplies. Now let's get to the action. The first thing you're going to need is the printout and a pair of scissors. And you're going to need to cut out each and every one of these 6 pictures. So let's go. Okay, so now that we have our pictures all cut up, we need to divide them into 2 categories. We have pictures that are belonging to the Alter Rebbe. We have a painting of the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe's Tanya. And we have the Alter Rebbe's Shulchan Aruch. Then the remaining 3 pictures belong to the Baal Shem Tov. We have the Shul of the Baal Shem Tov. We have a Sefer of the Baal Shem Tov's Torah. And we have the place where the Baal Shem Tov is buried. So we have 3 piles. What we're going to do now is we're going to let's work with 3 pictures of the Baal Shem Tov. So we're going to take the Alter Rebbe's pictures and I'm going to put them on the side for a minute. And we're going to leave the pictures of the Baal Shem Tov. Now we're going to take the 2 pieces of parchment. We're only going to use one, so leave one on the side. We're going to take it now and we're going to take our glue stick. We're going to open our glue stick. And we're going to glue these pictures onto this piece of parchment. Now, this piece of parchment should not be a big piece of parchment because we're going to take this piece of parchment and we're going to be putting it inside this glass. So the piece of parchment should be tall enough that it's the same height as the jar, and it should be wide enough that it could wrap around the jar. I made it a little smaller because when I'm going to be putting it in, because I'm going to be curling it and it's going to open up, it'll fit perfectly in the jar. So, how many inches would I say? I would say it's the size of a credit card on one side and the size of 2 credit cards this way, if that helps. Not a big piece. So let's take the picture of the Baal Shem Tov's shul, and we're going to put some glue on it, and we're going to glue it right over here in the on the right side. Then we'll take the picture of the Sefer of the Baal Shem Tov, Keser Shem Tov. We're going to glue it in the middle, and then we're going to take the picture of the Baal Shem Tov's Tzion, where the Baal Shem Tov is buried, and we're going to put it on this side, not at the end, not all the way at the end. Give it some space. Same thing with the Baal Shem Tov's shul. Give it some space. So now you have something that looks like this. If you feel you want to put some more glue, you could. Next thing is we're going to take the 3 pieces of paper, color paper, tissue paper, and you're going to cut them up into small random pieces. Okay? So for example, you have over here, I'm going to cut this into a triangle, and I'll cut this triangle, and I'll cut this triangle. This maybe I'll make into a different shape. I'll use a different color here to do the same thing. And we'll do a little bit with this, with the pink. We'll cut one color over here. Maybe what we could do, if you really want, because the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe both were very big on Ahavas Yisrael, you can cut a heart. So I'll cut a little piece over here, and I'll make a heart. If you don't know how to make a heart, learn. There you go, I have a nice little heart. And because I had it folded, I had 2 hearts. So I'll just cut this in half. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these pieces and I'm going to glue them all along this. So here I take the heart and I glue it on the bottom. I'll take a few of these blue pieces. I took a blue piece and I put some glue on it. I'll take another blue piece and I'm going to glue on it. I'll take a purple piece and I'll glue it. Let's take one more purple piece and glue it here. Let's see, where else can we put a piece? Let's take this pink piece and we'll put it over here. Let's take this piece of pink. I'll glue it over here. Looks very nice. You have something nice here, basically. Very quick, very crash. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, let it dry for a minute or 2. I'm going to put it to the side. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our jugs, and we're going to open it up. I'm going to take one of the tea lights. Now, if you have Velcro, take a small piece and stick it right over here, and that both sides, and then you could stick it to the bottom of the lid. I don't have Velcro, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape. I'm going to tear a piece off. I'm going to make a loop like this. I'm going to stick it to the bottom of the tea light, and then I'm going to turn the tea light on. And I'm going to stick it to the bottom of the lid. That way it won't fall off. By now, this piece of paper is dried. I'm going to very gently curl it a little bit. And I'm going to put it upside down inside this little bottle. So I cut this a little too small, so maybe you want to make yours bigger, but then I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to close this, and you all of a sudden have a nice little lantern that has to do with the Baal Shem Tov. This is the Baal Shem Tovs. Do the same thing with the Alter Rebbe. So here I have my piece of parchment, and I'm going to get my 3 pictures of the Alter Rebbe. I'm going to start with the Alter Rebbe. I'm going to glue it well, all the sides, and I'm going to glue it on the right side. Then I'm going to take the Tanya. I'm going to glue it in the middle. And then I'm going to take the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, and put it over here on the right and left side. I glue it well. I still have the hearts and everything, so I'm going to glue those on. Again, the reason why we have the hearts is the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe were very big on Ahavas Yisrael. Ask your Rebbes, they'll tell you a lot more. I'm going to take some of the blue. I'm going to put it over there. I'm going to take another piece of the blue, put it over here. Let's put a piece of blue there. This is not sticking well. Let's take a bit of the purple. And put the purple there. Another piece of purple over here. Here's another piece of blue. We'll put the blue over here. We'll take one more piece of blue and then we'll finish. Put it over here. Okay, so we have all of our decorations on it. Make it a little snazzy. Now we will take our jar, our second one. This one has a red lid. This actually is red. And I'm going to take our piece of tape. We're going to make a little ball. I'll get my second tea light, turn it on, put the piece of tape on it, stick it to the bottom of this lid. Now I'm going to take this, curl it gently. I'm going to put it upside down inside. The reason I put it upside down is that way when it's all set up, it's going to be proper. There. I'm going to put my candle in there. And there you go. I have one on the Baal Shem Tov, one on the Alter Rebbe. Now, why did I bring the bowl? Is in case, let's say you have something which is plastic and you want to make a lantern out of it, you could paint this and put it upside down. But I think actually now that I made it for the first time, it looks much nicer the way it is right here. Now, if you want to make this a little different, you could take the actual paper and glue it on the outside. And if you want to glue it on the outside, and that way it looks even nicer, you could do that. But I think it's much easier if you just put it on the inside. Like that. And there you go. Yom Tov.